Ógra Shinn Féin. Ógra Shinn Féin, colloquially known as Republican Youth, Irish Óige Phoblachtach, and formerly officially known as Sinn Féin Republican Youth, Irish Sinn Féin Óige Phoblachtach, from 2012 to March 2018 is the youth wing of the Irish political party Sinn Féin. Ógra Shinn Féin is active and organised throughout the island of Ireland. Upon its establishment in 1997, a number of Sinn Féin's elected representatives are also members of Ógra Shinn Féin. Membership. Membership is free and open to all Sinn Féin party members and college society members aged 15 to 29 who support a united Ireland. After the 2019 RFAs, it became mandatory for all party members under the age of 26 to be an active member of their local Ógra branch after the success of Ógra's motion on this issue. Organisation. Ógra Shinn Féin is organised in all 32 counties of Ireland, in both local communities and universities. Its structure is similar to that of Sinn Féin. Ógra Shinn Féin Cumain are largely autonomous from local Sinn Féin structures. Cumain are organised within a local area or within a college or university. At present there are over 50 active Ógra Shinn Féin Cumain throughout Ireland. A Cumain is required to have a minimum of 5 members. National Youth Committee. The National Committee Cumhail Naciente is the democratically elected governing body of Ógra Shinn Féin. It consists of between 21 members. Half of the National Youth Committee will be elected by activists at an annual conference, and half will be selected by those elected already in place. The chair of the National Youth Committee is now elected by delegates at a national congress, having previously been appointed by the party chair. Campaigns and issues. The long-term aim of Ógra Shinn Féin is to recruit young dedicated activists to ensure the continuity and successful conclusion of the struggle to establish a 32-county democratic socialist republic. Specific issues of primary importance include Irish unity and independence, workers' rights, the protection of the environment, an end to sectarianism and racism in Ireland, decent housing for the people, weekend elections and referendums, education, supporting the Shell to C campaign, voting age to be lowered to 16, and the following is a list of some campaigns which Ógra Shinn Féin has been involved in. Educate to be Free campaign. This campaign was launched in December 2008 and calls for free education for all. It also calls for an increase in Irish language education and for student empowerment and radicalizing students' unions. Green Postbox campaign. This campaign was launched in 2008. The campaign received severe criticism from unionist politicians such as Jim Wells. It is alleged that hundreds of postboxes were painted throughout Northern Ireland. Although this campaign was officially launched in 2008, it had been common for OSF members and other Irish Republicans to engage in this practice. In 2006, a Tyrone OSF member was arrested for painting a postbox in Fintona. National Suicide Prevention Campaign. In 2006, Ógra Shinn Féin launched a nationwide suicide prevention campaign. The campaign focuses on the dissemination of information and the demand for an all-Ireland approach to suicide awareness. Arise. In 2007, Ógra Shinn Féin launched the Anti-Racism, Imperialism, Sectarianism, and Exploitation Arise campaign. Other campaigns. It is / was also involved in campaigns regarding demilitarization, anti-collusion, disband the Royal Ulster Constabulary / proper policing, minimum wage, lower car insurance, a president for all, gay rights, rerouting, Orange Order marches, freedom for the POW, bring them home, Columbia 3, anti-occupation. In August 2016, Sinn Féin youth activists staged a protest outside of Fine Gael headquarters due to their decision to use taxpayers' money to appeal the European Commission's decision to force Apple Inc. The protest involved dumping dozens of apples on the doorstep of the building, as well as impaling apples on the railings. Recent events. As part of the transformation of the Republican movement to reflect changing realities brought about by the peace process, a decision was taken to change the logo, and at the 2004 National Congress the green star and orange graffiti-style logo was adopted. The logo was again changed at the 2006 Congress when the current logo, incorporating the words Ógra Shinn Féin, the starry plough, the sunburst flag, and the freedom lark was adopted. Ógra Shinn Féin has been criticized by the Young Unionists for failing to remove the petrol bomb logo from a number of its wall murals. Affiliations. National Youth Council of Ireland (NYSI). Ógra Shinn Féin is a full member of the National Youth Council of Ireland. European Network of Democratic Young Left Sdlp. Ógra Shinn Féin was a full member of the Sdlp until its dissolution. International. Ógra Shinn Féin has strong connections with a number of pro-independence and socialist groups throughout the world, including Seguia Basque Nationalist Party, that forms part of the Basque National Liberation Movement and is aligned with Langal, Abertzalean Batzordik, Batasuna, and the militant organization ETA. Seguia is proscribed as a terrorist organization by the Spanish and French authorities. OSF frequently send delegations to the Basque Country. It has been reported in the Spanish media that the Spanish security services are monitoring both groups closely and have noticed a sharp increase in cooperation between. Spanish papers have also claimed that the youth wings exchange IRA and ETA knowledge and information. Juventud Independentista, a youth movement which supports Corsican nationalism and advocates independence from France. An OSF delegation attend the Scontri Internazionale, which is held in the town of Cort, in central Corsica every year. Jovent Republica, the youth wing of the Catalan nationalist group Republican Left of Catalonia, which campaigns for the independence of Catalonia from Spain. Others. OSF also supports nationalist movements in Kanaki, New Caledonia, Kabylie, Algeria, Galicia, Spain, Scotland, Sardinia, and Brittany. Notable members and former members: Pierce Doherty, current Teach de Dalatidi representing Donegal and former senator, served as a member of the OSF National Executive. Maria Cahill, former OSF National Secretary. Cahill was served as a senator from 2015 to 2016 for the Labour Party and selected as an Sdlp member of Lisburn and Castlereagh City Council in 2018. Taurasa Ferris, elected to Kerry County Council and candidate for Sinn Féin in the European Parliament elections in 2009. Ian O'Brien, current Teach de Dalatidi representing Dublin Midwest. Sinn Féin Director of European Affairs. He is also a published author and a former national organizer of Sinn Féin Youth. Davy Mackay, former Sinn Féin MLA for North Antrim and political commentator. Jonathan O'Brien, Sinn Féin TD representing Cork North Central. Niall O'Donoghue, Sinn Féin councillor representing East Belfast and Sinn Féin Assembly press officer. Lord Mayor of Belfast 2011-12. Seanad in the Seanad Irene. David Cullinane, current Teach de Dalatidi representing Waterford. Former senator and previous member of Waterford City Council. Matt Carthy, Sinn Féin Teach de Dalatidi representing Cavan Monaghan. Megan Fearon, former Sinn Féin MLA for Newry Arang. Emma Sheeran, Sinn Féin MLA for Mid-Ulster. Fintan Warfield, Sinn Féin Seanad in the Seanad Irene and former national chair of Ógra Shinn Féin. Sean Bateson, Sinn Féin mayor of Causeway Coast Council. Orla Nick Bayona, former Sinn Féin councillor for Black Mountain DA. At the time of her service was the youngest councillor in Ireland. National chairs. Null chairs. Ian O'Brien 1997-98. Matt Carthy 1998-2000. Damien Lawler 2000-2, author of Na Fianna Irene and the Irish Revolution 1909-1923. Chris O'Reilly 2002-3. Mickey Bravender 2003-6. Barry McColgan 2006-9. Don Chad O'Leigh-Hare 2009-2011. Darren O'Rourke 2011-2014. Harry Connolly 2014-2015. 2016. Fintan Warfield, 2016-2018. Ayodhino H. Mail, 2018-2019. First chair elected by membership at a national congress. KM Hinmakin, 2019. Publications. Ógra Shinn Féin publishes a quarterly Republican youth magazine entitled Splank. The magazine was launched in 2001, eventually ceasing publication around 2006. It was relaunched in 2007, primarily in online format, with the same name, Splank, which is the Irish-language translation of Spark. OSF has published its own book Awaiting the Lark in 2006 to mark the 25th anniversary of the 1981 Irish hunger strike. The book includes interviews with many well-known Irish Republicans. It includes photographs from the funerals of the hunger strikers and protests that took place around the time. The book also includes information about Michael Gaughan and Frank Stagg, who died on hunger strike in 1974 and 1976, respectively. Notable actions and incidents. Ógra Shinn Féin frequently attracts media attention or causes controversy due to some of its activities. Some notable examples include arrests at Belfast City Hall 1997. On 3 November 1997, 3 members of OSF were arrested after they scaled the front of Belfast City Hall and unfurled a banner calling for the release of political. This was part of the seizure campaign. The RUC Special Branch later allegedly attempted to recruit one of those arrested to serve as an informant. Alleged abuse by Gardaí in Store Street 1998. In November 1998, 7 members of OSF were arrested by Gardaí in Dublin for allegedly acting in an abusive manner. While being held in Store Street Garda station, the activists alleged that they were kicked and beaten by Gardaí. A protest which took place outside the Garda station that night resulted in skirmishes between demonstrators and the Gardaí. Ucc Riot 1999. In November 1999, 50 Gardaí were called in to reinforce University College Cork security after a melee broke out in the corridors of the Science Building. Members of Ógra Shinn Féin, the Socialist Party, Workers' Party, and anti-fascist groups had attempted to force their way into a lecture hall where British writer and Holocaust denier David Irving was to hold a talk. Gardaí decided to baton charge the 600-strong crowd. South Armada Demilitarization Riots 2001. In December 2001, OSF was blamed for carrying out petrol bomb. 22 police officers, 3 soldiers, and 2 police dogs were injured in the incidents, during which protesters attacked the watchtowers at Creevacurin and Drumacaville with iron bars, bottles, fireworks, and petrol bombs. 2 soldiers suffered serious head injuries after being hit with petrol bombs and had to be airlifted to hospital. Another soldier suffered serious burns. The barracks at Crossmaglen was attacked and protesters managed to smash through the main gate after igniting an oil barrel and pushing it into the entrance. Attack on Sdlp councillor's office in January 2002. Sdlp councillor P.J. Bradley claimed members of OSF were responsible for an attack on his offices in Warrenpoint, during which 11 windows were smashed and paint was poured over the building and in through the windows. Catriona Ruane disputed Bradley's comments. Attack on Rosslea Peacenise Station 2002. On 1 July 2002, OSF was blamed for an organised attack against Rosslea Peacenise Station. Up to 50 masked youths threw stones and bottles at the police station, causing extensive damage to the exterior of the building. The Unionist newsletter described the attack as appalling and condemned OSF for laying vicious siege to Rosslea Peacenise Station. Sit-in at British Tourist Office in Dublin 2003. In May 2003, 6 members of OSF staged a sit-in in the British Tourist Office in Dublin in protest at the decision by the British government to postpone the elections in Northern Ireland. A picket in support of the protest was held outside. OSF banned from Trinity College 2005. Sinn Féin had been banned from organising in Trinity College, Dublin, until the ban was overturned in 1999. In 2005, it was temporarily reinstated until the end of the college term after the TCD chairperson forwarded an email on to others, which included threatening remarks towards former British Prime Minister Baroness Thatcher. 1916 auction protest 2006. In April 2006, members of OSF disrupted a sale of memorabilia associated with the Easter Rising of 1916 at James Adams and Sons Auctioneers Arms. Two activists were arrested by Gardaí but were later released without charge. The protest was the lead story on a number of news broadcasts, including TV3 News. Down Orange Hall Incident 2007. In September 2007, OSF was heavily criticized after one of its members was taken to hospital following a fall from the roof of an Orange Hall. The member had been removing a Union flag from the roof. This incident occurred at a time when Orange Halls in the area had been subjected to firebomb and arson attacks. Some people claimed that removing the flag was anti-sectarian and should be applauded. Green Postbox Campaign 2008 onwards. One campaign undertaken by OSF involved changing the color of Royal Mail postboxes. Sinn Féin MLA Barry McElduff described the campaign as peaceful political statement. Other politicians claimed this amounted to the MLA condoning criminal damage. It is believed hundreds of postboxes were painted green in such Republican heartlands as Derry, Strabane, and West Tyrone alone. Occupation of Green Party offices 2008. On 4 December 2008, a number of OSF members took part in a protest organized by the student-based Free Education for Everyone FE group. A number of protesters were arrested after they occupied the offices of Paul Gaugerty, Green Party spokesperson on education, in Lucan, County Dublin. Gardaí were forced to break down the door of the office and arrested 10 of the activists. Gregory Campbell Incident 2009. OSF were criticized for comparing East Londonderry MP Gregory Campbell to Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels on its web blog. An accompanying edited image on the site showed Campbell's head superimposed on the body of a man wearing a Nazi uniform. The article criticized Campbell's executive culture portfolio and his stance on the Irish language. Peace Nye Recording Incident 2009. In January 2009, a member of OSF in Omagh was arrested following a confrontation in the town. While at the police station, a constable attempted to recruit the man as an informant. The OSF member managed to record the incident on his cell phone. The incident has been brought before Omagh DPP and is currently under investigation by the police ombudsman. The recording of the incident was uploaded to YouTube. Warrenpoint Visit 2009. On 10 January 2009, OSF held a Republican Youth Weekend in Newcastle, County Down. Part of the weekend involved a trip to the site of the Warrenpoint ambush, where an IRA unit ambushed and killed 18 British soldiers in 1979. Protesters including Willie Fraser and Jim Wells branded the trip an insult to victims. Loyalist victims campaigner Willie Fraser said 10 years ago the world hoped that they had moved on from terrorism, but as the last few days have shown, they still firmly believe in armed conflict. The local OSF spokesperson claimed it was simply part of a historical tour of the County Down area. Belfast Dinner Dance 2009. In January 2010, the Sunday World Northern Ireland edition ran a full-page article which criticized OSF for hosting a pro-IRA event in a hotel in Belfast city centre. The paper also claimed that there were numerous chants of F*** the Brits and "You'll never ever beat the IRA." According to OSF, the event was a celebration of 100 years of Na Fianna Irene, with the families of dead Fians in attendance and traditional Irish revel music. Government protests 2010. On 22 November 2010, OSF members took part in protests against the International Monetary Fund bailout. During a protest outside government buildings in Dublin, one member of OSF was injured and taken to hospital after he was struck by a ministerial car during a sit-down protest. Scuffles also broke out with police. In Cork, Ógra Shinn Féin occupied the offices of Fianna Fáil councillors in Cork City Hall protesting against the selling out of Irish sovereignty to the European Union and the IMF. Israel Embassy Protest 2012. On 15 November 2012, two members of Ógra Shinn Féin were arrested during a protest outside the Israeli embassy in Dublin. Ireland.Upon activists who were taking part in a sit-down protest on the road in opposition to the Israeli bombing of Gaza as part of its Operation Pillar of Cloud.